Hello and welcome to Conversations with Deborah Franklin. I am so excited about tonight. Tonight is going to be fire. We got live in the studio who's going to be performing his Revolution. We're also going to be talking with Christian. She's going to be talking about money. Y'all already know that's like, woohoo, it's summertime. She's going to tell you how to be fine with your money, child. How you going to take some trips and some other things and get yourself on a budget. Because as she would say, it's not too late to get it straight. So y'all, we'll be right back with you with Motivational Moment. Hey everybody, y'all, I'm so excited. For those of you that don't know, yes, y'all, this is your girl, Deborah Franklin. I don't know what to tell you not tonight. It's been raining so much, I'm just getting confused. Y'all, the East Coast is just like, we are soaking wet. But I just want to give a shout out to everybody that graduated this weekend, the people that are graduating next weekend, people that graduated last weekend. But most of all, it's one graduate that got my heart tied up, wrapped up, and oh man, this dude right here, I'll do anything for. This is somebody I will jump in front of a bullet for, and y'all know who that is, my baby brother. My baby brother Justin is graduating, y'all. The baby that used to go to college with me. Yeah, I got a baby brother that young. He used to go on campus and like all my friends would say, that's the baby you had on campus? Yep, that is him. Is graduating from college with his BA in psychiatry. So yeah, we about to have a doctor in the crew. I'm so excited about this. I told my mama, she got 3 kids, so 2 out of the 3 ain't bad that got degrees. But now the third one is like, yeah, I got to go on and catch up. So I want to give a shout out to everybody that is graduated. Now, I also got some friends that are my age that have just posted. And the crazy part, this post kind of shocked me because I did not know. I was unaware. They didn't even have high school diplomas. And they are posting now and that they have got their GEDs in their 40s. Y'all, guess what? It ain't too late. If you got education in your vein, education in your future, it is not too late. Never say never, because age ain't nothing but a number. Get up and walk in your purpose, y'all. Get up and do what you got to do, because a lot of times people say it doesn't take all that. Guess what? Yes, it does. Because when you get that sense of accomplishment, when you get that sense that, hey, I started something and I finished it, you really don't know how that feels until it happens. To get that cap and gown in the mail, or to go pick it up and to put it on, just to put it on in your living room, you like, my God. And then when you got that processional, I don't care how hot it is, I don't care if it's raining, I don't care if it's inside, outside, it's something about walking down that aisle in that cap and gown. It does something to you like no other. So shout out to all the graduates. I don't care where you graduating from. And to all my babies that are graduating from high school. Y'all, guess what graduation equates to? New beginning. So get ready. It is time for you to start your new beginning. And guess what, y'all? We're all graduating. We are graduating from something, whether it be school, whether it be from a relationship, whether it be from a job. Guess what, honey? You are graduating. And if you didn't graduate, say I'm graduating to a new mindset. You are changing your mind, changing your thoughts, changing everything about you, because it is time for a change. No matter what's happening in your life, it's time for a change. And when things start changing, honey, not only will your waistline change, not only will your hair change, change. Get a wig if you need to get a wig. Get it cut if you need to get it cut. Do what you got to do to graduate into your purpose. Because again, people say it don't take all that. Honey, yes it do. Whatever it takes for you to take it to the next level, do it. And do it and do it well. And then start being okay with who you are and whose you are. Because you are going to make it. This is your time. This is your season. And guess what, baby? You better rock it. Rock it like no other. And don't let anybody take your joy, and never let anybody take your light. Because, baby, you got to shine. Yeah, I'm just like on fire about that tonight. Today is just like, I'm just so excited when I logged into Facebook. I hadn't been on Facebook, oh my God, in a couple of days. And then when I logged on today, I saw all these people that were graduating. I was like, oh my God, they didn't even tell me. But it's like, it's amazing. Y'all, I'm so excited for them because I see the next step that they're going in. And I'm now envisioning the next step that I'm going in. And I want you, if nothing else today, for a motivational moment, get up, look in the mirror, and see yourself in a different light. Look in the mirror and start saying where you want to be next year, where you want to be the year after that. It takes more than a 5-year plan and putting it on paper. But now it's time for you to put it in action. And look, and this time, don't worry about the 5 years. Just plan out what you're getting ready to do in the next 6 months and start operating like you are on fire. All right, guys, we're going to be right back with Christian Stewart. We'll see you in a few. Hello and welcome back to Conversations with Deborah Franklin, and I got my homegirl on the line. Y'all, I got Miss Christian Stewart on the line. Hey, girl.
Hey, what's up?
Oh my, no, I need to be hollering at you talking about what's up, because somebody got some big news about a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. You got a little sparkling action added to your wardrobe.
I do. I got engaged last April 12th.
Woo woo. I was like, look at Christian.
Very excited.
Y'all don't even understand. Christian was like my baby, y'all. She was one of my babies that I got stuck driving around, which is hilarious because I still laugh. We still laugh about this. This is what happens when everybody grows up in the same church. You really don't know what's going on. You just say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and do what you got to do. But guess what, y'all? We are grown now. We got our businesses going on. And Christian, come on, share with us what you got to talk about. What we talking about tonight?
Well, tonight we're going to be talking about taking vacation. Obviously, it's summertime. It's getting hot outside. Everybody wants to go to the beach, or I know my family's going to Jamaica this year. You're really looking forward to getting out and doing something fun with the students, with your kids, or just by yourself. But sometimes we get a little ahead of ourselves and don't budget the money right. So today we're going to be talking about how to have fun during the summer on a budget so you don't come home and be miserable.
I know that's right. And and I'm probably going to have your sister on next week because she's the travel agent. But because we're talking about budgeting, I know she's real big on this. And I do know about that trip because I was like, it's the wrong dates, and that's why I couldn't go with y'all, and I was feeling some kind of way. But I know my schedule is like whack for this summer. So What about? I know we're talking about budgeting, and I might be jumping ahead, but what about the all-inclusive resorts? Is that something that we should look into, or something especially when we're talking about budgeting for some of these, I guess, high-ticket vacations? Even though the Caribbean is really not high ticket like it used to be, but still, when it comes to that budgeting factor.
So the nice thing about having an all-inclusive is that you know all the costs up front. When you show up, if you signed up for a drink package, you signed up for a food package, you signed up for excursions, you know exactly how much all of that stuff is going to cost. There's no guesswork. So the difficulty, like say, for instance, you go somewhere like San Antonio, or you go somewhere like, obviously I'm in Texas, you go somewhere like Galveston, you have to kind of guess at how much you're going to spend on food. You're going to make a budget, but then if something happens, you have to adjust. When you do an all-inclusive, you know, okay, it's $4,000.
Right.
I need to save this much over this much time, and that's it. The bad thing about it is if you're not a person who wants to eat all the food they have at the resort, you don't want to do all of the excursions, it might be like you're spending money on stuff you don't actually want. So you have to kind of weigh that.
Okay. So now it's summertime. School's out. Well, for us, school's out in about 3 weeks, and I think I got $5 in my account. Is it too late for me to start getting ready for vacation?
It is not too late for you to start getting ready for vacation. You may have to adjust your vacation expectations.
Ooh,
right?
I like it.
So instead of going to Jamaica, right? Because,
right.
you know, we're talking about $6,000. Unless you have a windfall coming, probably not going to save that up in a couple weeks.
Amen. Amen.
You know, it might be, okay, well, I don't have to spend money driving back and forth to such and such. In a couple weeks, I have $200 or $300. I can drive to whatever is close by, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the nice things that I did for my now fiance was for his birthday, we went away and we just went to Kima. Oh, right? So you're talking about a couple $100 bucks.
And for those of you that are not familiar with Texas, in Houston, well, in the Houston area, Kima is kind of like a boardwalk kind of situation. Almost kind of like it would be equivalent for us driving, let's say, from here to, what is that called? Atlantic City. So that would be something equivalent to going, let's say, from Houston to Kima. Will probably be like a drive from somewhere in this area to Atlantic City, or if you living in Baltimore, driving to Atlantic City or coming to DC. All right, I'm sorry. I just wanted to give some geographical perspectives.
That's good, because I forget that you're not in Texas.
Yeah, you forget, honey. I've been gone for a minute, y'all.
It don't matter.
I know. I know. It feels like
so
I'm
we did that, and the nice thing about not going really far away was that I was able to spend a little bit more on some experiences. So like a really nice dinner, but we rented a cute little Airbnb that was on a lake. It had a gorgeous view, and at the end of the day, I don't know, we spent less than $500. We were gone for like 4 days, and it was great.
Oh, so you recommend Airbnb?
I personally love Airbnb.
Wow.
You have to be very selective. You need to hunt. You need to read the reviews. Inspect what you're expecting. So if you are expecting a really nice home, you need to look at those pictures. I'm a little bit funny, so I'm looking at grout lines in the shower. I'm looking for clean doors and shower curtains. I'm looking for all of that. You know, I'm trying to see, okay, do y'all have carpet? I don't know if I want carpet because I can't tell if it's clean. I need tile floor, so stuff like that.
Right. So
you also want to make sure it's near what you want.
Okay, because I guess that would defeat the purpose if you budget it and you end up having to spend more money in gas than you have to.
Exactly.
Because I know, like, when I drive home, I, like, automatically know that's going to be $90 in gas. It's just like I automatically just put $90 in somewhere in the glove compartment because I know that's gonna be the gas money. So how do you, especially taking driving excursions, what do you suggest in budgeting for that?
So when you're doing a driving excursion, I think people are a little too optimistic. It's like, for instance, let's say you're going from Texas to Florida, right? And you could give them an idea of how far away that is in northern miles. But for us, that's probably like a 10, 12-hour drive, depending on which part you're going to. And some people are like, we're only going to stop once. You have children. They have small bladders.
Girl,
You're going to
look,
stop about
I'm
19
like, girl, bye.
times.
You ain't stopping once in 10 hours with one person driving. Stop it. Okay, I'm sorry. I had a moment.
But I know people who try to do that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, no. And every time you stop, they're going to want to get out and go in the store.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and put aside $5 in your pocket for each person and be like, okay, if you're going in the store, here's your $5.
Exactly.
And just know that rather than it being a surprise when you stop at the store and everybody wants chips and a soda. Or everybody wants, some ice cream because it's $3,000 degrees in here.
Exactly.
Apparently it's hot up there too. So.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So.
Wait a minute. Somebody listening on Facebook and they said stop once. LOL. So Randall, yes, I understand. He was like he's totally agreeing with this 10-hour thing because. And then you know what? And that's something I don't think I've ever budgeted for. And I drive backwards and forwards by myself, but you don't think about it when you by yourself because it's just something about stopping. I don't care if you stop at the gas station or at a truck stop. You gonna want a snack. And then Sabrina said I suggest pack snacks. Sabrina, that's definitely an option. What do you say to that? I mean, I think that's a part of the budgeting too, right?
I love if you are a person who is prepared enough to pack snacks. That is the biggest budget savings on any trip, is not having to buy convenient food. As a person who has also traveled, when you're really busy. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, I got engaged. I was looking in venues. I was going out of town, and I did good just to make sure I had clean underwear.
And I love it. Because you get tired of going to Walmart on trips. I'm just saying, y'all, I'm just being honest. I'm transparent. Keep going.
So for that situation, I did good with it. When I got to the gas station, it was like, you know what? I'm eating at Buc-ee's. And for those of you up in the north who don't know what Buc-ee's is,
you are
like
missing
Walmart
out.
For gas
honey,
station.
Buc-ee's, I get home and drive to Buc-ee's. It's like Buc-ee's is like a major stop. Buc-ee's is like, I'm sorry, I had a moment about Buc-e's. Buc-e's will make you lose your mind. You got to have a budget to go in Buc-e's. I just want to let y'all know that. For those that are not familiar with Buc-e's. Because everything is good. Nothing in there is bad unless you just don't like it. All right, I'm sorry, Christian.
No, I mean, for me,
I probably need to get Buc-ee's to be a sponsor as much as I post about Buc-ee's. That's really how bad it is with me and Buc-ee's.
Yeah, but for me, I'm harried, I'm running, I'm exhausted, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna eat breakfast at Buc-ee's. When I come back, I'm stopping for a snack at Buc-ee's.
And there you have it.
So I had $25 in my travel budget for Buc-ee's.
It's easy. And then I know people that are watching because Sabrina just said Buc-ee's is contagious. That's an understatement. That is an understatement because they got those Buc-ee's chips. They make their own homemade chips, y'all. And I'm like, I probably should not be going in like this, but y'all know how I am with food. Well, maybe we should call this Recipe Diaries for just a second because they make these homemade chips, and when you get in there, the aroma sucks you in. And then they not even
everything.
Greasy. They like crispy, and then they put just the right amount of salt on them, and you like, yes. And my sister-in-law thought she was gonna get one. I said, "Girl, bye. Here go $3. Go get your own bag. I am not sharing." That's like everybody already know. Do not ask for my Buc-ee's chips. My beaver bites. I think that's what they call beaver bites.
Beaver bites. That's it. Beaver nuggets. Beaver nuggets.
And then Randall said, as kids, that's what my mom would do. Do not just snacks, but mother would have fried chicken. Honey, your mama and my mama on the same thing because my mama used to fry the chicken for the church trips. So even as kids, when we took road trips, because my dad was a truck driver and we flew nowhere. We drove everywhere. We didn't even know what an airport looked like as kids. So mother, when we left, and I thought this was kind of crazy, but the rule was we couldn't eat out anywhere until we got to the destination. So that meant mother already had good one. Yeah, mother already had fried chicken, chips, cereal, and milk in the car for us. So we already had that pre-packed in the car. So, and we thought that was just crazy, but we didn't know no better because we was just stopping at the rest station, at the little place. We could play, we could eat, and then get back in the car and to go. We didn't realize that that was a saving mechanism. So
most definitely. And my grandma, we used to fish.
Yep.
And so that was our thing. In the morning, we wake up, and my mom would either make egg and bacon sandwiches or sausage sandwiches, and she'd have them in little plastic bags for everybody. And then my grandma would have like a bucket of fried chicken, which you did eat cold, and some potato salad that she kept in the cooler, and some sodas, and we eat that. And then when you wanted a snack, she'd have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or ham and cheese sandwiches, and you could have that. I mean, we were kind of extreme. We actually had buckets in the back for you to use the bathroom on the side of the road if you needed to. Like, we were for real.
Oh, no, see, that was serious. See, now again, since my daddy was a truck driver, we didn't know where all the truck stops was on the way. So we never...
But, I mean, we were fishing. So, you on the side of a bank. It ain't no truck stop. That's
right. Because, see, we didn't fish. That wasn't my thing because I wasn't no outdoorsy kid. I didn't, y'all know.
Right.
Randall said, LOL, sis. I know, thank you. He know about that frying chicken. And Sabrina said, yes, she did. Your mother can fry some chicken. Lord. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. And then Sabrina said, paper towel and a drumstick wrapped in a slice of bread. Girl, you bringing back memories.
There you go.
We talk about budgeting, but you know what? The crazy part about it is like when we look back at the way, quote unquote, old school used to do stuff. Do you realize that that's really, if we had been paying, if they had called it what it really was as a savings plan, and then showed us how by not buying on the way how much money we really save, we probably would be better off than what we are, as opposed to thinking that we're so privileged. What you think about that?
I think that's true. And here, there's two parts to that, right? So there's a frugality aspect to it. So, for instance, my grandmother grew up during the Depression. Right. So there was a very different level of value of time and money and things. So, they weren't throwing stuff away. They were fixing it. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to food, obviously convenience, the fact that we can just stop at a grocery store, run in there, get what we need, and come back out. As people of color, when they were growing up, they couldn't do that.
Exactly.
But the nice thing about it now is if you make your own food at home, you know what's in your fried chicken.
Exactly.
Right? You're not having like the 13,000 extra milligrams of sodium in some chips or whatever.
Right.
Because you brought
you trying to comfort me with my Bucky Bites? You just tried to comfort me with my Bucky Bites. I know it. All right,
girl, my favorite thing is wasabi peas, so I can't say
okay,
nothing.
There you have it. Okay, so we good. I'm loving it. We good. But you know what? And I think that has a lot to do with it as well. Even down to the whole driving part and stopping at a rest area to eat. My brothers and I, we actually sat down. We talked about this. And and when we really think about it, we were just kids of the 70s. So that was just like that turning point of where black people were really accepted in certain parts. And then when I think about the small towns that we were driving through, that could have been the other reason why that we had to, quote unquote, eat in the car or eat at the rest area, because there really wasn't anywhere for us to stop that they could take a chance of having to deal with, quote unquote, ignorant stuff. So especially when we would drive from Houston to Florida, because you got to go through Mississippi and Alabama. And at that time, I didn't have that historical background per se.
Right.
But again, they didn't even, but see, and then our parents didn't even call it safety and or saving. So we just thought we were just doing something to do it because mama was just being mama. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's a lot of things that our parents did and didn't explain to us that might, I don't want to blame, I'm not blaming them for anything, but maybe would have helped our mindsets a little better.
I think so, because sometimes, and we were talking about this, most people back then, if you were poor, you didn't know it because everybody around you was poor.
Exactly.
Nowadays, if you don't have no money because you can watch the Kardashians, throw away $300 worth of whatever.
Right.
So that's kind of one of the things that started to change. But I think when you're traveling, when you're trying to raise kids, nowadays you don't get to just say, this is what we're doing because we're going to do it. You need to help them understand why. And that will help them moving forward as they make decisions on how they're going to spend their money, what they're going to, invest in, those types of things.
Exactly, exactly. And Randall said also it was because our parents and grandparents came from an era when they couldn't stop and eat. Okay, so yeah, so Randall is definitely
Exactly.
agreeing with us with what we're saying when they couldn't stop and eat at restaurants. And I mean, I totally agree because, and again, our parents were kids of the 50s and 60s. So then having babies in the 70s and 80s is like it was different. And I definitely see
Yep.
the difference with with the baby brother born in '88. Is raised totally different than those of us that were born in '70. So it's like it's different because the perception is different. Now we done got all off of budgeting, child. Let's get back to budgeting because we got a few more minutes for your section, and we ain't even talked about getting on the trip. We done talked about, but you know
Okay.
what? It was needed though because it's like sometimes we want to dog our parents out and our grandparents out for some of the frugal things, or as we used to say, man, they cheap. We didn't call them frugal, we call them cheap. Uh,
You did.
ways of doing stuff that they did, but in all actuality, they were grooming us because I can say that we are better people from those experiences.
Sure, sure.
So what about
Yeah,
this
so
trip business? Come on, because I still only got $5.
so no, you still only got $5. Well, here's my biggest tip for people who have like no money to go anywhere, right? You don't have gas money, you don't have hotel money, none of that. You need to figure out what's going on in your city that you've never done before.
Wow.
Most cities, metropolitan cities, right? I'm not talking about, Tyler, Texas. Nothing against Tyler if anybody's from there. But,
But y'all, if for those of you that don't know about Tyler, Tyler's very small.
it's very small, right? You're talking about a city like Houston. You're talking about cities like Boston. You're talking about cities like New York. There's going to be stuff you haven't done that is probably free.
Exactly.
You would be amazed. I was amazed at how many free or nearly free festivals, concerts, different types of stuff like that you can see. Museums, going to like art installations, going to like high school plays and stuff like that. It can be really interesting. A lot of those kids are really good, but they're young.
Exactly.
So you don't have to pay $800 Hamilton tickets.
Right. And I had that same experience here because it was like spring break. I couldn't get home and I was like, I got to go somewhere, but I was able to scrape up. I think I scraped up maybe $100. I was able to take the train from Baltimore to DC and I acted like a tourist because there was still a lot of things that I had not seen. And basically I had a vacation on $100 and we got some more people responding on Facebook. Thank y'all. Come on, y'all. Yes. And people waving. I love it. Please like and share. Randall said exactly. And see Devon Barnes. Hey, I'm not sure who you are, but they're from Houston.
That's my fiance.
Well, hey, fiance. He said he's from Houston and he's still exploring the city. And Sabrina said East Texas is in the house. I know that's right, y'all. East Texas is in the house. But
we love you, East Texas.
right. Woohoo! And Yam Festival in y'all, what's the Yam Festival? I've never heard of that.
Me either.
Okay, well, Sabrina, you're going to have to put a link in the information line for the Yam Festival. I've never heard of that. And it's in Gilmer. Where is Gilmer, Texas at? Now, I'm from, and see, and that's another thing. Even if you are from, those of you that have never been to the state of Texas, I promise you, you could go to Texas and just drive around in circles and still not see the same thing twice. And it's just really like because Texas is so big, there are so many small places, and that's another thing. I had even thought about coming home and just driving around for a vacation. So yeah, that's what you have. Oh, Sabrina says she's gonna put a link in the Facebook thing about the Yam Festival, and that's another thing. Find different festivals and then when you broke, that's also your time to try things that you never thought that you would try, especially if it's free. I'm just being honest.
That is so true. And so I just want to encourage anybody who feels, down, like, oh, you don't have money to do something expensive with your kids. You can't take them to a water park. There's something really cool in Houston, and there was actually one in Kemah. They have what they call splash pads.
Yes.
It's basically a big open area with water spouts and coming out of the ground. Kids go there, they run around in their swimsuits, and it's free $99.
And you guess what? And they still don't know the difference because all they worried about is getting
They
wet.
have a
That all
ball.
they care about. It's the parents that are feeling some kind of way. The babies don't care. They be
Yep.
like, we ran through some water. I got wet on a hot day. That's all they care
I know
about.
you remember running through the sprinklers as a kid.
Girl, here,
We love that.
baby. And then when we got a slip and slide, we thought we had moved up in the world. Don't play.
Girl, don't talk about the slip and slide. That's a good way to dislocate something nowadays.
Exactly. Well, see, then when we had to go to Madisonville, see, now I'm finna pull the country out. We got in that red dirt. That was something else, honey. We got wet with red dirt. Now that was a
There you
hot
go.
mess. Hot mess. But it was still.
But I bet you had fun.
But it was still fun, and it was still we were on vacation, and again, Sabrina said Gilmer is next to Pittsburgh, Texas. Honey, I didn't even know there was a Pittsburgh, Texas. So you're going to just post that, baby. I haven't heard of Pittsburgh. Have you heard of Pittsburgh?
I have not heard of Pittsburgh.
Okay, so Sabrina, you are shedding the light on all of this. Well, Christian, we are getting close to the end of your segment. Can you please tell us, let us end us out with one good hot tip for the summer and how people can find you if they would like to get more information? Because y'all, believe it or not, Christian, we're kikiing and kakaan and we're having a great time, but she is a financial coach. And that's what you want when you're looking for a coach. And I'm just giving a shout out overview commercial for all coaches. You want somebody that's going to be down to earth with you, somebody that's going to be honest with you, but also somebody that can help lead the path. Now I'm leading the path right back to Christian. How can we get in touch with you? And our last tip for this, and our last vacation tip.
So my last vacation tip is to think outside the box. No matter what's going on, even if it doesn't seem like it's going to be fun, I actually went and did something that most people probably think is crazy for my birthday, but we went to a funeral museum. It's called the National Funeral Museum here in Houston. It's around the corner from my house. Yes. It was
I didn't know we had
so
a funeral at the
interesting.
museum. Now I'm curious.
We do. Girl,
So what you do?
was a
You get to go lay in the
Batmobile
casket and act like you dead?
No. No. They had the coolest exhibit was actually one of the guys who worked on the Batman movies back in the day. When he passed away, he left his collection to the National Funeral Museum. So if you go to the museum, you can see like one of the old Batmobiles. You can see some of the old stuff that's like, pow, bang. It was really cool.
Okay, I'm definitely I'm gonna be home next weekend, y'all. I might have to come live from the funeral museum. Y'all already know I'm simple, so I'm gonna go in there. But the first thing I'm gonna say, can I try on a casket, please?
So that's what I'm gonna say. Think outside the box. Don't be afraid to do something different. Worst case scenario, it was free or next to free, and you don't like it.
I love it.
Best case scenario, you spent no money.
Exactly. And you know what? And a lot of times people knock free, but ain't nothing wrong with free. Have fun on free.
Please do. And also, last suggestion, if you're in somewhere like Houston, they probably have something for up north as well. We have a website called Houston on the Cheap. And they give you suggestions for all of the free things that are going on in your city. So see if you have a website like that there too.
All right, I like it. So maybe, hey guys, you need to look for New York on the cheap, Baltimore on the cheap, Washington, D.C. on the cheap, and we'll see what happens because, it's time out for us moping around and wondering about what's going to happen and when it's going to happen, when in all actuality, like anything else, it's in our hands, it's in our backyard. We just got to not be afraid or not feel intimidated, but most of all, not feeling ashamed because we cannot afford what everybody else can afford.
Exactly.
Randall said, I love free. Yes, indeed. And Sabrina said, festivalnet.com. Okay. And then she said it's yamboree.com. So y'all, we got this segment, y'all got a lot of stuff to go back and look at the comment section because people are posting some really juicy things on Facebook that y'all need to go look at and be able to check these things out. Because y'all, we got the biggest thing and why people are dying off, and as opposed to trying on the casket is becoming a real thing is because we're not learning how to relax and we're not learning how to not be so stressed out. Because it's one thing to try the casket on, it's another thing to keep it on because you stressed out. All right, Christian, how can we find you?
You can find me at dobetterfinancial.com, or you can find me at dobetterfinancial on Instagram and Facebook.
Well, all right, my dear. Y'all, thank you for joining us with Christian. We're going to be right back live in the studio with this. Oh, my God. Y'all ain't ready. The revolution is going to be live on Conversations with Deborah Franklin. And we'll be right back. Hey, y'all, and we are back here with Conversations with Deborah Franklin, and I got the revolution sitting next to me. Yeah, I know, he look good, don't he? But he got a ring on it, so we ain't gonna touch that. See, he wasn't ready. Y'all, he walked in, I'm like, ooh, you tall. I had to move my seat up so I don't look like a midget sitting next to this man. So tell us, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so excited about you being here. So tell us about your music. What do you, because I saw it and I was like, wait a minute, this ain't like the rap I'm normally hearing. It wasn't no booty shaking. I didn't have to worry about nobody trying to drop it or pop it or sweat it and stuff, rolling down. So tell us who you are and what you do.
Like you said, like it's not like the normal stuff you hear. I like to call myself a hip hop songwriter. Because I try to stay on topic. I try to like keep a lot of positive themes, a lot of topics and stuff that people can relate to. Mm-hmm. But I also want to keep it like so that anybody can listen to it, like any generation or like.
You trying to call me old on the low?
No. You know, what I'm saying like any demographic. You know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. So, but that's how I like to keep it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so are you an independent artist? Or are you on a major label, or what are you doing?
I'm independent.
Okay,
and
that's what I thought I saw, and I said that for a reason, because a lot of times people think that they can't go out and do this on their own.
Yeah.
So why did you decide to be independent as opposed to knocking on all the doors and trying to get on a major label?
Because I feel like I had more control.
Okay.
I feel like I had more control. I like the aspect of learning the business of marketing, learning the business of music. Mm-hmm. and then being able to execute it myself. So that even like when you finally maybe contract somebody to take care of it, you understand the inner workings of it. You know what I mean?
And you said something really key, and that's learn the business.
Yeah,
learn your art. Because so many times people, even doing what I do, they don't know the business. They don't know that you need to have this or have that, and contracts. Oh my God. Yeah. That is like the word from the devil, but you got to protect yourself. Yeah. So the song that you're gonna do for us tonight, tell us about that?
This song is called The Solution, and so I think it came out of a friend of mine and myself was having a conversation, and it was just like just frustrated with people always being so hard on young men specifically. You know what I mean? And it's always like, oh, the young guys, they always doing this, they don't got no sense, and you know what I mean? But I'm like, instead of always telling them what they do wrong, why don't you paint a picture or tell them the things that they do right?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's why it's called The Solution. And then in the chorus it says, like, you're not the problem, you're not the cancer, you're the solution. Like, even if they're not acting accordingly right now, sometimes it just take you to build somebody up for them to see themselves.
But I think that's with anything that we do, because if you're constantly telling somebody that they're bad, they're dumb, they're stupid, what are they going to start to think? Yeah. I'm bad, I'm dumb, I'm stupid. Yeah. But if you start to show them that there is a different level or a different out, then you start seeing something different. So have you started to see the babies that are around you changing, or the young men that you are around changing just by listening to your music, or is that basically one of your larger goals? Yeah,
that is one of my larger goals. Yeah, like, so even like with the term revolution, it's like, for me, it's like internal one, an internal revolution. And so, and then I would say more so a lot of conversations that I had with younger guys sometimes, and it's always a good testimony when they come back and be like, that conversation that we had, it really changed me. So, but that is one of my larger goals, definitely.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. I love it. So what are you doing now? What's the big thing? You know, you came from Philly to come. He came down here to be on my show.
No, I'm grateful. I appreciate that. No, I'm grateful. Yeah, thank you.
So what are you doing? What are you doing now? So what's going on with you? Are you launching out differently? Are you getting ready to start a tour? What's going on with now? I'm
finishing up a full-length LP.
Okay.
Right now, and I'm not going to reveal the title yet. but I have an LP that's already out. That's five tracks. But I'm having a full-length LP being finished right now.
Okay.
And I expect it to be done by June. So that's the new thing that I'm working on, and I'm just excited about it. It's a lot of messages on there, a lot of stuff that we deal with in the inner city, like drug abuse, mental health, like all these different kind of topics that you don't really hear in hip hop. So I think people will enjoy it.
I love it. So that means that he trying to already tell us that he coming back after this new LP drop. So we excited about that. So guys, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to give you some commercials while he sets up for his performance live on Conversations with Deborah Franklin. We'll be right back with you. Well, hello everybody. We are back here live. The revolution is getting ready to. Hey, he getting ready to spit some balls. See, I'm old school. But we getting ready to go ahead and let him go live here in the studio. Get ready. It's getting ready to be fire.
Thank you.
Don't you know that?
Yeah.
The negative words you
Say to young men, they perpetuate that.
you gotta try to go out there.
Tell them the good about them. Tell them what they can be. God made men to be leaders. Yeah. Pillar of the home is the throne. Provider of the wife, he's as solid as a stone. Example for the children, esteem he instills in. Architect dreams in them, call it future building. Look out for the younger men, knows he was one of them. Try to give a warning like the chaps that they be running in. No problem sharing wisdom. Stories he has lived from, pass it on to others as something to benefit from. Knows he can't survive with pride up in his system. That'll get you murked fast, laid in that dirt fast. Since so many homies get zippered up and it hurts bad. Learn to be that bigger man, even when they're in a man. Singing Cypress Hill like Kawaka just kill a man. See the worth in another, see the worth in his brother. Even see the worth in his worst baby mother. Even see the worth in his worst baby mother, huh? If there's problems, you are the answer. You're the solution. You're not the cancer. You are the medicine. You're not the sickness. I got news for you. You make the difference. The solution. The solution. You see a man like this, you salute him. Tell him I appreciate you. You are the solution. The solution. The solution. Yeah. He thinks about a legacy, leaving something for his kids, money in the treasury. Teach him how to pray at night, reach up to the heavenlies. He ain't now seeking retribution on his enemies. Drama brings more drama, knows it's not the remedy, but a vicious cycle that goes on into infinity. He ain't trying to get assassinated like the Kennedys, huh? Yeah, he is thinking longevity, like chasing around his grandkids when he's 70. So we need to be around and not become a memory. A photo and a rest in peace tattoo. When you leave here, ain't no way to swing back through. And mama and them glad when they see him. He can very well be hanging on the Ave on the PM, giving handshakes, handing off a bag when they see him. Instead, he's the solution and the man when you see him, right? If there's problems, you are the answer. You're the solution. You're not the cancer. You are the medicine. You're not the sickness. I got news for you. You make the difference. The solution. The solution. You see a man like this, you salute him. Tell him I appreciate you. You were the solution. The solution. The solution.
I mean, I just believe
God bless, it's my time.
Been there worth the potential.
Yo, this was amazing. This was amazing. I can't wait to hear what he has left and what he's going to come back and perform. Y'all, tonight has just been off the chain. We are so excited here at Conversations with Deborah Franklin, but guess what? It is time for us to go. Next week, we will be running a rerun because I told you I got to be in Houston. I will be in Houston next Saturday for my brother's graduation because you know I got to be in the place, and so I can salute. So tonight is always dedicated to Justin. This is your show, boy, because you gonna show him how to do it, because we're so excited for what God has in store for you. And most of all, I'm excited about what God has in store for everyone that has tuned in. Thank you guys for making tonight a success. All right, love you to life. See you when I see you.